Hi everyone, my name is Prakash and welcome to Rodha. So today we are starting with the decision making for that, and I hope all of you are studying very hard and putting a lot of hours for these exams, for all these OMITs, especially exams like SNAP, NMAT, IAFT, right? These are easier than CAT, and if you see the previous year questions, you'll see many direct questions in this, right? So basically, don't give up at any cost right now because you have got so many options to enter top 30 college, okay, and give your career the sufficient boost, okay. And this session is specifically for that actually, okay. So for that, in this decision making is a kind of make or break section. So we'll see how to prepare for decision making, and we'll see a very logical set on decision making, how to start solving it, right? Okay. So at any cost, don't give up, guys, and put lot of work hours of study, right? Basically, study more number of hours, okay, at this moment, okay. Now, so basically, I want all of you right now. So this is a situation basically in right now in December, okay. Let's see, you don't want to give up, right? And this is a situation I want for all of you to build in March, okay. Tell me in March that this is, you should thank yourself for not giving up, right? And tell me in the March that how many good calls you have got, right? And basically I'll be very happy to become a part of it, right? So just study quite hard, guys. Put more number of hours. The competition is will reduce, but the top 30 is still is available with so many good options, okay. Especially XLRI, it's a college with having BM and HR, okay, and this both will come under top 10, or in fact top 5 you can say, right? It is as par with IMA, IMB and IMC, okay. And I've seen that a lot of people who have got good percentile in XLRI, once they cross 99 plus, they get either of the two, irrespective of a bit light background of a bit light academic background also, okay. So it's a percentile heavy exam, guys. It score very high in that, okay. Very logical exam, okay. Now, so basically, if what we want to do here, see. So yes, so we have this for all the CAT 21, guys. So okay, this is for or anybody can give this for practice. This is for national scholarship for test for CAT. It is absolutely free for everyone, okay. And I think this should be more for CAT 21 now, okay. So give this exam for CAT 21 everybody right now. And previously I've shared a lot of links for GK tests and non-CAT test series that all were very free, okay. Non-CAT series, right? So all were free. In the previous videos you can find a link and give all those free tests, right? A lot of people are giving that. This is actually from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m, okay. And we have same day analysis, and we have got 5,000 rupees sorry, 5,000 rupees Amazon vouchers with it, okay. And so you can share all this among in this information among the CAT 21 people, right? So this 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Sunday, and we have same day analysis. So once you give this at 7 p.m, from 7:30 its analysis also starts, okay. So all this shared is to your CAT 21 friends who are giving the exam for, who are preparing for CAT 21, okay. Now moving on, guys, basically further on. So now let's say how do you prepare for decision making for that, right? And basically if you're seeing any of on academy classes, so you have right now in an academy you have to all the free classes are still free, but you need to put one unlock code actually. So you can put this unlock code Ravi Rodha, that's my code, right? And you can use this to unlock any class at an academy. So a lot of classes I'm taking these days. I'm taking classes for the XAT, SNAP, NMAT, right? And all absolutely free. So these are absolutely free there. So I'll post the link in the description also and in the comments also, right? You can just join there in the classes, okay. It happens daily, at least 1 or 2 classes I'm taking daily for all this OMITS exam, right? Okay. Okay. So how to prepare for decision making for that? So these are the most logical section, right? So basically once you are solving the questions of decision making, the first thing should be in mind that it is a very logical section. So logical section means you have to think mentally on this spot with good logic, right? Okay, so this logical has got a bit in-depth meaning. Once you get the meaning of being logical, I think you can score very high in DM section of that. Okay, and especially critical reasoning also, right? So basically, once you're preparing for this decision making for that, be logical, obviously. Okay, we are being put into different kind of situations actually. So we are like, for example, we are being put into ethical dilemmas. Okay, now that could be like, suppose for example, you are going to give exam and 1 hour before somebody is has met with an accident on the road, right? You have prepared very hard for that exam throughout the year. What would you do now? Will you leave that person, or will you go to exam, right? Since other people can also help it, right? Those kind of options are there. Okay, this kind of situations we need to meet, right? Basically, then after that, you can be at some higher position, or maybe in a in any corporate sector, right? In any corporate sector, and there's kind of some kind of sexual harassment with your colleagues and all. Okay, so how to tackle that situation? How would you tell your colleague, or could be your team leader, or could be your this HR? Okay, maybe at the same situation you can be also be HR of the company. Okay, how do you handle those situations? If you are a team leader of your company, how to handle your situations, right? So this kind of questions are basically put in decision making, just to take your thinking ability and being logical, right? Similarly, they can also put like some kind of companies actually are going to shut down, or some kind of problem with the company. The people are, or the employees are doing a strike in the front of company, right? So as a this VP of the company, or as a HR of the company, how you're going to handle those situations, right? Basically, so basically all the financial troubles company is in, right? So company is on the verge of shut down. So how will you handle those situations? So basically all these funda are basically put in decision making actually, right? So you have to, we'll see through different sets, right? So once we solve different kinds of set, we'll see what kind of logic we can build through it. Okay, so basically now for example also, so you got to think, basically we'll be doing a set here to understand all this funda, right? But you got to think in 2-3 scenarios, right? First of all, once you're marking any option, so marking any option means you're taking some decision. So once you're taking some decision, right, just make sure that sum of all factors basically present in the situation. For example, there is like some employee or the company, right? Sum of all factors that or that happiness, right, should be maximum. Okay, that means basically it should be a win-win situation for everyone, right? So nobody should be very sad, nobody should be very happy in case of company shutdown. Okay, employee should also get some compensation. If the company owner should also be happy, right? So basically maximum happiness I want to search by the options. Okay, that sum of all factors should make everybody happy in the every parameter happy in the question. Okay, could be a win-win situation for everybody. That's how we take decision, right? Okay, then we have to be practical, obviously solving it, right? We have to be practical while solving the questions. We have to be appropriate. These are the words you are putting it. So just mark these words, guys. Okay, these words are very, very important. Okay, so once you're taking some tough decision in any question, these words will basically help you. Win-win, practical, appropriate, ethical. You have to be very ethical while taking some decision, right? Very, very, very ethical. Take care. In case of company, in case of any company, basically there's a lot of situation they're being put, right? Company shut down or startup shut down, right? It has to be, a decision has to be cost effective. Okay, so these terms are very, very important while solving few questions. Okay, so remember few words, right? Win-win, practical, be appropriate, be ethical. It should be cost effective. Okay, and basically they should be in such favor of the everyone, right? That's how we think about the questions of basically in this XAT. Okay, and in while practicing in mocks or the XAT PYQs, right? So this XAT previous year papers will give you a feel about it. Okay, you can see XAT previous year papers about these questions actually, and I'll be taking those actually. Okay, I'll be taking. Don't worry, I'll be taking this section. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see those kind of situations arises, right? And even if, right, so basically mark one thing very important, guys. Even if you have arrived some answer, okay, you arrived at some answer, fine, okay, but just to get that logic, right? So if A is right, and you suppose you got that right in a mock, or in any question. But I want you to spend 2 more minutes on that and think why B was wrong, why C was wrong, why D was wrong, and why E was wrong, and get few points that this is okay. These points you keep on repeating, right? That it is not cost effective, or it is unethical, or it is not appropriate, it is not practical, it is not win-win, right? This kind of these five six words are very important while solving any DM question. Okay, so just mark this very effective important words, right, while solving any DM question. Okay, and let's see this all points through a very good set. Okay, now look at this set, guys. This set actually says that you can just pause right now. So pause this video for at least 5 minutes and try this question actually. Okay, and in fact we have got 3 questions here. So this question 1, then we have got question 2 and question 3. So 3 questions on the same set. So we'll see what kind of situations we can see and what we can use here. Okay, so look at this set, guys. This set says that the vice president and general manager of the German operations of a multinational vehicle manufacturer learns that the plant he supervises, the vice president and the general manager of the German operations of a multinational vehicle manufacturer plant learns that the plant he supervises he will be shut down in 15 months. Who learns this? VP, general manager of the German operations of a multinational vehicle manufacturer learns. Okay, in the months leading to up to shutdown announcement and subsequent winding down, he needs to manage the communications and follow up with the several external stakeholders of the group, right? That means there would be some kind of parent company here. Okay, so what's being logical here, guys? There's some kind of parent company here. Okay, so they are basically vice president and general manager, and this is a basically German company. Okay, and it's a multinational vehicle manufacturer company. There's some, so obviously there should be some parent company here. Okay, so that's quite obvious, right? And basically he needs to manage the communications with the external stakeholders, right? Mark this point, guys. External stakeholders. Okay, the vice president and general manager needs to balance several issues, including the need to keep production high and waste down, while preparing to lay off the workers who will be contributing to the plant's short-term success, right? So obviously they have to lay off the workers also. Okay, and they have to be prepared for those situations. They are contributing to plant short-term success. However, one of the stakeholders of the group, FT Forgings, finds out about the plant shutdown and demands a compensation for the lack of communication which led them to being underprepared for it. Okay, so that means obviously that what this all situation says that this situation says that there's a kind of a chaos in the company because some external stakeholders is actually trying to ask for some compensation. Okay, and they don't want, obviously, right? All these external stakeholders will not be happy with company shutdown because they put their money, obviously, right? Okay, so all this VP and GM has to manage it, right? This is all the set is all about. Okay, now let's see question by question. Now the first question says here that as a representative from the parent company, you are unhappy with the delay in the shutdown announcement. Okay, so because you are a representative from the parent company, you are unhappy with the delay in the shutdown announcement, right? Which of the following would you consider as an immediate course of action? So basically what is mind here, guys, this is immediate course of action, and this person is the representative from the parent company, right? And why he is unhappy with the delay in the announcement, right? So basically just mark, because what question in DM, what question requires, sometimes because we try to get so deep in this situation that we forgot that what question is requiring, right? The question requires 3 things: that representative from the parent company is unhappy with the delay in the shutdown announcement, right? What's the delay? In 15 months. Okay, and basically which are following would you consider as an immediate course of action, right? The first point is you notify your superiors and ask them to intervene, right? So once you are solving all these questions, guys, basically, okay, so just try to put 3 things while going to the options now in exam also. Either try to put a tick or try to put a cross. Okay, right now. So see a tick or cross a question mark. Okay, what is option A, B, C? Basically cross means this can never be the possibility. Question mark means could be possibility. Tick mark means it's better, it's a biggest possibility, right? Or it is very close, I'm thinking, right? So see, just look at the logic, right? Maybe you get this answer right, but just get the logic why other options are wrong actually, right? The first point is you notify your superiors and ask them to intervene, right? Now basically, this can be very hasty process with the plant management actually, okay? Because plant management will be involved in this, and again it will be it is not a bit, it's a bit of fighting, right? So a bit of fighting actually, and it is not a very good option. It will be bit of pressure on plant management, right? So basically, A option is obviously right. It doesn't look correct actually for now. Okay, I'll put a cross. You voice your concerns to the crisis communication team. Crisis communication team is basically this option B says that yes, there is a communication team built for that, right? That means this company consists of a crisis communication team. So logically, the crisis communication team are basically made for this purpose only. Okay, for the handling this kind of situation. So obviously B would be a better option. Okay, to go to the directly the concerned team regarding this, right? So basically, if you think A versus B, so in A versus B is a clear winner. Obviously, right? Just think over it, right? In A versus B has a clear winner. B is a clear winner. Even if you have some doubt in A, you see that B, you have to mark the best option here. So B is a clear winner. Okay, fine. Now, let's go to C option. You voice your concerns to the vice president and ask him to intervene. Now, the logic here would be, this is again a cross, right? Because the vice president is already involved in this shutdown announcement of this 15 months in the company, right? So again, you go and tell him to why it is happening, right? So because he is vice president, he would have already seen all the pros and cons of why the company needs 15 months to shut down, and there's absolutely no point talking to the vice president now. Okay, so this cannot be the immediate course of action for him, never, right? So best A versus B versus C. B is the best one because it is immediate, also because it is going to the concerned team. Okay, now D option here says that you contact the parties who will be affected and inform them of the decision, right? Now basically you informing some third parties here, right? So once you're informing any third party here, okay, so basically that is taken a bit negatively, right? Okay, it's a kind of negative situation, and you don't want to be in situation. Okay, there's never an immediate course of action also, because again so many plannings will be made and all these things, right? And that also to third party, right? Okay, and this is basically not involving the management of the company, right? So that means D option again would not work. So basically B is the best option for me right now. Once you go to E, you work on the issues plaguing the plant. Basically plaguing means troubling hota hai, ठीक है? So plaguing means troubling, right? Okay, so plaguing the plant so that the announcement can be made sooner, right? So basically again that's a problem with the option. Obviously will be basically there's no point working on the announcement sooner, because already they've decided on a 15-month shutdown because of it takes some process to wind down, to take care of your employees also, to workers also. They need to inform external stakeholders also, right? So basically working on the issues can never be the immediate course of action. So they've taken a plant shutdown decision, okay, and this cannot be the immediate course of action for me, right? So basically B looks the best option, so I'll mark B in this. So I hope you got the logic here, correct, right? Okay, that's the logic we want to solve with this kind of question. Okay, now let's move to next question, guys. Okay, look at it again. Same set. Next question here. So same set. Next question says that as the GM, now you are the GM of the company, that's general manager, right? So you are the GM. Think as a GM, right? How would you resolve the issues with FT forgings? Now, what is FT forging does? FT forgings is one of the stakeholders of the group, and they found out about the plant shutdown and demands a compensation for the lack of communication, which led them to being underprepared for it. So he's asking for some kind of compensation, right? So I am the GM of the company, right? I need to think in terms of company. Okay, that's how you think, right? You are thinking in terms of the company right now. Okay, that's a very important point. As a GM, you're looking for the in terms of company. Now, basically, option A goes that you agree to consider the demands for compensation and keep them informed, right? So obviously, you cannot agree for the compensation. This is wrong, right? Basically, it is not cost effective also, and it is not in favor of company, because if one of the there are several stakeholders, right? Several stakeholders. If one of the stakeholders is asking for compensation, and if I agree, another will ask them, right? So all of the stakeholders will ask for some compensation, and it is not in terms of company, because you are the GM of the company. You need to think in terms of the company's good, right? Something in company's betterment actually. Second, you provide them with a suitable contingency plan and offer to assist them through the transition. Now, this looks a very logical option for now, right? Because you are offering something, basically it's a situation, because it's a thing, guys, it's a kind of a chaos situation. If it's a chaos situation, so this option B is basically trying to calm down. Okay, right? You just sense it, you can just feel it, right? Think over it, that yes, option B is trying to calm down the situation. That okay, I'm going to shut down the company, you're a GM of the company, he says that I'm going to shut down, it's fine. But I will provide you with a suitable contingency plan, and in this transition phase, I will properly assist you. Okay, so that's a kind of a, you are a GM, you are also at bigger post and you're trying to calm down the situation, giving some assurance to the company, right? So B looks a lot logically correct and bit ethical also. Okay. C, Ajo, you decline their demands for the compensation and demonstrate how their claims are unrealistic, right? So basically, if you look at this question, guys, okay, so if you agree to this, right, you decline their demands for compensation and demonstrate how their claims are unrealistic. Now this will lead to what? You can just think over it, right? It's basically, it is very what do you say, negative, right? It will have negative impact, and obviously while option B is trying to calm down, option C will heat up the situation. So obviously in A versus B versus C, B looks the most appropriate option till now. It's more appropriate. Okay, so it's just about better option, right? So B is a better option. B is trying to calm down. C is trying to heat up the situation. Now D, you offer to set up a claims compensation committee which will look into such matters, right? Basically now the claim compensation committee. So you are again, see guys, you are a GM of the company. So you have to think in the favor of the company here. You're trying to put some claims compensation committee. So again, that is not cost effective in for company's perspective. That's a bit waste of resources also at a time of this crisis situation where company is going to shut down. Okay, manage several things, right? So you can't set up. You have to already set up, right? This crisis in the last question, crisis communication team existed. Now you want to set up a new committee. So in the shutdown process, in that chaos situation, you should not set up a new committee, waste your resources. Okay, basically, so it is like option D is like wasting resources. Okay, so obviously this won't lead to some good answer, right? So obviously D will not be the good answer, right? B is very correct, looks correct right now. You offer to help them on a personal level. Again, at personal level, it is unethical. It is unethical. So we see this, right? Okay. So all the points which I wrote in that slide, all those points, win-win, appropriate, ethical, all these points are basically coming while answering a question. Okay. So B looks the best. So B is the answer here. Fine. Okay. Now let's move to one more, couple of more situations, guys. Okay. One more question here. Now this question again same set. The third question says that the vice president of the team decides to put together a team to manage communication with external stakeholders. The vice president decides to put together and manage communication with external stakeholder. Okay, which of the following is he likely to choose from for the same? Okay, now you need to think in terms of what? Last question, you are the GM of the company, general manager. In this question, you are the vice president of the company. So what do you think, right? Now basically, if you think over it, so as a vice president, you are aware of the situation that company is going to shut down in 15 months, and you would be a part of the decision. So you need to think over it. Okay, that I only have taken decision that to shut down in 15 months, right? I'm being part of it. Okay, now he wants to put together a team to manage communication with external stakeholder, because that's the biggest problem. Because once you are going to shut down the company, right, all the stakeholders will have obviously very angry, right? So this thing you can think over it, right? That the external stakeholder will be quite angry with this decision actually. Okay, somebody would be asking for compensation, somebody will be in some other manner, right? So a lot of legalities involved, and so basically external stakeholders will be in a tough situation here, right? This company will compare it to external stakeholders, right? So now you need to think vice president is trying to handle that chaos. Okay, now read the options. Public relation executive from external agencies, right? Now basically public relation executive from external agencies will obviously be not cost effective. Okay, and basically it is not going to calm down the situation, because they are the stakeholder of the company. Why do we listen to some public relation executive from external agency, right? They want to talk direct to the management, okay, or they want to see what if even if it heat up, right? So there's some external agencies helping it is not ethical, right? Not ethical, and it will not suit down the situation or not calm down the situation. So basically, A should not be there. I can simply put a cross on A. Okay. Representative from the parent company. Obviously, right? This looks a bit correct actually, because in some big decision you want to involve your representative from the parent's company, right? Again, have this thing in mind that once you're reading the options in terms of companies versus external stakeholders, situation is very heated up, because companies are going to shut down, they're quite angry, somebody demanding a compensation, and they're trying to manage the situation. Okay, so among this, representative from the parent company should work. Okay, so let's look correct for now. Okay, plant officials closely associated with the stakeholders in day-to-day operations. Yes, basically it is not going to have any cost or impact, but these are all the plant officials only. So once you're trying to calm down the situations, you're trying to what do you say, trying to put water on the this all this heated situations, right? Okay, so in that part, basically the plant officials who are working closely with stakeholders, they can be a good source to talk directly, okay, and to calm down the situation, right? So again, C looks a better option for now also. Okay, human resources person, right? Basically it's not a job of HR here, right? Basically HR will not be involved. HR is more basically involved in the company's internal matters at most, right? And basically HR team is not for any a use here in that case, right? So basically HR team, I can put a question mark here, but basically it should not be the better option. I can't say simply cross. Let's look at the options at the last, right? Representative from the workforce, no, they can be biased here. Okay, so representative can be the workforce, can be biased, right? Yes, one more threatening and one in that keyword list, you can again add one more word, biased. Okay, so you can think into that they're actually a bit biased here, right? They're being biased because if you're trying to shut down the company and you're trying to talk to employees, so they'll be obviously biased and they don't give you the clear picture. Okay, because they want their own salary, they want their own good. So why would any employee want the company to shut down? Okay, so that is basically biased view. So obviously E put cross. Okay, F legal advisors. Now this is a good point, right? Because why legal advisor? Because you can see sometime that okay, sir, it is not cost effective. Okay, but see, once it's a multinational vehicle manufacturer company. So let's look at a few words from the passages, right? Multinational vehicle manufacturer company, German operations, okay, and basically a plant is there trying to shut down in 15 months. Several stakeholders, not one or two. It's word. What is the word here? Several external stakeholders. So not one or two stakeholders, several, right? So basically all can't be calmed down with the plant officials and without money management, right? Okay, so without just with talks, okay, just with simple talk, you cannot calm down the situation. Okay, so some kind of legality has to come here, because once a company is trying to shut down and all the external stakeholders will be very angry, somebody will wanting for compensation, somebody will be wanting for some kind of demands, right? So they have to basically deal with them in some kind of legal with some legality also. Okay, so this may not be that cost effective, but it is very very important, because a big company is involved, multinational company, several stakeholders. So all these points actually tells that once it is going to shut down, it should be actually some kind of legality has to be involved there. Okay, so I think so. If you see the ticks here, guys, B has got a tick, C has got a tick, and F has got a tick. So basically B, C, F, D should be the best option to mark here. Okay, so these three are very good situation actually, and these three questions would have given you a very good idea. Okay, so let me remind all of you with the few that words actually. Okay, so all those good words which I'm writing here. Okay, so these words basically, this sum of all the people managing the situation, managing, right, should be a kind of maximum to win-win situation. There's one word. You can't be biased. You can't be biased. This word is very important. Okay, sum of factors of all happiness, right? So sum of all the happiness factors is maximum while taking a decision. Okay, obviously, right, it has to get a maximum. Obviously, when a company is shut down, everybody can't be happy, right? But that decision should not be maximum happiness. That's what I told, right? Okay, you can't be biased with this, with your views. Okay, you have to be appropriate, you have to be ethical while taking a decision. Okay, and you have to be very kind of practical also while taking a decision, right? So all the basically words, once you mark it, should be very helpful while marking DM questions. Okay, so I hope all of you enjoyed this 3 questions, guys. So DM is a very interesting topic, so just try to solve all the previous year questions, and I'll bring you series one by one for all the previous year questions. Okay, and let's see, this was not a previous year question, obviously. Okay, and this is a good situation to be in. Okay, so I hope all of you will enjoy this. Okay, chalo guys, thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.